Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Mike and Jay.
Shalom, Biggie.
Hello, Jay.
Gentlemen,
How are you?
very well. You?
A little embarrassed this morning, but other than that, I'm fairly okay.
Embarrassed.
Yeah, I had a bit of an incident this morning. I don't really want to talk about it, but
You brought it up, dude. I had no idea it
Well,
happened before you said embarrassed. No.
yeah, I know.
We're
It's
going to let that
humiliating.
go?
Well, you know, E and I are going to the big tackle ball game tonight.
I understand that. yeah.
Lions Jets Monday Night Football. Compliments of Steve Gabara, Todd Zott, and the fine folks at Zott Ford, in a suite where we belong. And anyway, Todd was in the area, and so he called and was like, "Hey, I'm close to you guys right now. You mind if I stop by and I'll drop off your tickets so we don't have to try and coordinate a few hours from now?" I thought that was very generous. And
You're like, oh, let me straighten the place.
yeah, Sophia was here earlier. So thank
Oh,
God.
good. Your cleaning lady was here.
Yeah. Who's still here and made a point to say, "Can the gentleman move his car?" Because she was leaving. I was like, "Fucking Sophia, shut up. The gentleman will leave when the gentleman is ready. Now get out of the way."
It was kind of funny.
Damn it. The hired help these days, Jay.
Yeah,
I'm
I
telling
tell
you.
you.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. And so he walks in, and I'm telling you, I don't know if you've ever been in the presence of Todd Zott.
Striking.
Absolutely gorgeous, man. Thin. How do guys...
You fall into his eyes.
Oh, you
Yeah.
just do. I don't know how guys at this age, our age, which Todd roughly is, maybe a little bit older, keep that, boyish figure where it's just like, that they attract the eyes of people. You know what I mean? Because I'm standing there like, looks like I've let myself go in front of this strapping gentleman here. Isn't it? Beautiful looking suit. And then around the corner comes, guess who?
Isis?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Wearing a hat.
Who the fuck is this suit?
What's up with this suit? Get out of here, old man suit. He's wearing a hat that should be illegal for anyone over the age of 16 to wear.
The juxtaposition of the two was striking, wasn't it?
He's in sweatpants and a replica.
Yeah.
I point out as if someone the stature of a Todd Zott would be caught dead in a replica fucking jersey.
What jersey is it, Isis?
Stafford.
Okay.
It could have only
You know
been.
what, though? I can't
The moment
Buy it
only
at
could have been
Meijer,
made,
right?
Yeah. The moment
no,
only could have been
but-
made worse had he been wearing like a Harrington replica jersey. At least he was wearing a current player's jersey.
Big number 3.
And I'm
No,
just-
I can't. You know what, dude? I can't get nice jerseys because I either get them dirty or I lose them. So I just can't have that.
How you lose
nice-
a jersey, I'll never know. But
Well, I set it down at a bar one time, and I was like,
which player's jersey did you lose that?
dude, that was my first Stafford jersey. I didn't even think about it. This is my second Stafford jersey.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
And he's got a
guess.
tie-dye shirt under it that bleeds through because he's wearing like away white.
Sure.
Well, I don't like the. You know what? I don't like the color jerseys. I prefer the away in all the sports, in the Pistons, Tigers, Wings, and Red Wings. Even though I know they're a pain to keep clean, I prefer the white jersey versus the color jersey.
Slimming.
He doesn't like colored anything. We've established that.
Jesus
So
Christ.
going with the home whites. But no, my problem isn't that you're wearing the away whites. Excuse me. It's that you're wearing a tie-dyed shirt under it that's bleeding through.
I know. I didn't realize that it would. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, of course you didn't. So, anyways, you ask why was I a tad humiliated? Thank God you weren't here, Jay. You would have hit the roof.
I do have
Had you seen this
regular-
scene play out. You just would have. I don't know that you would have taken it well.
I do have regular nicer jeans for the game. I just didn't wear them now. I'm not wearing these.
So you're
to
going to do a
the-
Mr. Rogers quick change
Yeah,
of clothing
sure. Yeah,
before
I'm not
going to the-
wearing the sweatpants to Ford Field.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
why were you thinking otherwise?
Because I actually don't wear the sweatpants out, like if I'm actually doing things. I only wear them
Okay.
here. I don't consider this going out.
So is Todd like, so this is the fuckface who's dancing with my sister?
He actually said, "Hello, Biggie," and then I could just tell by the tone of the voice
Yeah.
was like, "What have I gotten myself into?" There's going to be actual food and beer in the suite. Some people that don't know you guys, and what am I opening myself
What
up
do
to?
you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
So you sell cars?
So he's going to get 4 beers.
My
and then
dad
be a
works at
fool.
GM, so I don't drive Ford.
Just want to give him the full Biggie experience. So that's what we're looking forward to. But he did say, so you guys looking forward to the big tackle ball game tonight?
Nice. All right.
Yeah, so he's on board, which is nice to see it picking up some traction.
Yes.
In the
Support.
community.
That's probably the
good.
highest esteemed person that now that I've, like that knows tackle ball versus football, right? Like that's the highest
absolutely.
out there.
Speaking of which, did you guys watch Tackle Ball Sunday night version last night?
You know, I normally don't do this, but I did flip on the game last night as I was trying to fall asleep, and I saw the first thing I thought was, "Oh, good, Aaron Rodgers is hurt."
I'm so glad you just said that because I flipped it on as he was getting injured. Right, I turned it on because you guys left, and I turned it on right away.
You're like, "Yes!"
And I just see there's like a leg and then a body falling on it, but I can't tell who it is. And I'm like, that's probably some shit lineman no one cares about. And I was like, ooh, that's a 12 on the back of that jersey. Interesting. And
Bring
then
out the cart, everything, right?
Dude, he went
His
into that
knee.
tent, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, we're going to see Deshaun Kaiser. Okay, all right, this is shaping up. And then the cart, it was like, and the announcers just going, well, this is just, for all tackle ball fans watching right now, this is the nightmare. I mean, you
not,
just
not for
don't-
those in the NFC.
Yeah, unless you're in Chicago,
Right.
Detroit, whatever,
Yeah, I was just like,
Minnesota.
I was like, yeah, I guess we're supposed to say that, and you're on camera, so you should say that this is tragic. But I got to be honest with you, that was not how I felt in the
Yeah.
moment. I kind of felt bad for it. Like, am I just an
Rodgers'
asshole?
own family is cheering at that point, right? Doesn't he hate his family?
Yes, his brother for sure.
His dad?
Yeah, he doesn't talk to his parents either. Danica Patrick looked nervous and concerned, which I understand. I guess he bangs her. But for us, I was just like, I mean, get him out of the way for 5-6 games even would be nice.
Yeah, but didn't that happen?
Yes, and we still
last year,
last year?
9
Yeah.
games.
Right.
9 games.
It's there for the taking. They didn't take it.
Yeah, we lost home field advantage, right? Didn't we lose a playoff game last year, or did we not go to the playoffs last year? I'm trying to remember what the hell happened. But I know we played them in Week 17 and lost. It was like a home game. All things were set up for us to have like a home
Holy fuck.
Didn't
playoff
they-
game. Was that last year or 2 years ago? I can't.
I
do you
remember them going to Seattle 2 years ago and losing. Did they go to the playoffs last year? I know they
Wait, we sound like super fans right now, don't
God.
we? Dude, these seasons all run into one now. Where
I know Cincy beat them late in the year that screwed them somehow. Whether
it's
that
You're
was-
right.
Screwed
You're
a
right.
handful of
You're
times
right.
already.
There's no way they didn't. They should have, but they didn't. You're right. They had that Cincinnati. They were at Cincinnati. They couldn't even beat Cincinnati on the road or something.
Yeah, I don't remember, but man, then to see him. When was the last time you saw a player carted off the field and then come back and play on basically one leg
especially in game one. You'd
Yeah.
think like, all right, we got the full season ahead of us. We
Yeah.
need to be careful.
and down
Franchise
down
player.
20-0?
Yeah.
And the Bears looked unstoppable early. It was like, really? And then he comes in and does what Aaron Rodgers does, which is why you root for him to get injured.
They must
you
have
know?
determined, look, there's no structural damage here. He's
Yeah.
sore, whatever. It might lock up on him, but
Contusion?
otherwise, yeah. Contusion is the catch-all for. He's got a bruise. Yeah,
He's got a bruise.
It's gonna be sore tomorrow.
Yeah, but he did look great, and so did Khalil Mack. You probably didn't see the first half, though, did you?
No.
Holy shit, dude. He's been with the Bears a week.
Yeah.
He had tackle for loss, forced fumble, fumble recovery, interception,
Oh my God.
touchdown.
What?
Yeah, and a sack. He's the first player in like 70 years with like 6 of these things in one half.
Holy shit.
He was a wrecking ball, and then all of a sudden, the second half, couldn't do shit. And yeah, so Green Bay wins game 1 of the tackle ball season for the Pack. But anyway, yeah, looking forward to tonight. The Lions better not fucking shit to bed, and you better not embarrass me.
Well, one of those things is going to happen. So which one would you rather happen?
Almost rather the Lions lose in stunning fashion and be embarrassed by Big E.
Hey, speaking of tackle ball, you already know that Hamlin Pub is a great place to watch big tackle ball games with your buddies or even for an evening out with your girl. But are you aware of Hamlin Pub's amazing Tuesday and Thursday food specials? Well, Tuesdays are burger and brew days. That's an Angus burger, fries, and your choice of 12-ounce domestic beer or soda, just $6.99. If pizza's more your thing, though, then get there on Thursdays when you'll get half off all pizzas. Specials are good at all 5 Hamlin Pub's locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and the 2 in Shelby Township.
Can you imagine the ovation that JV is going to get tonight?
Do you think people will stand and ovate?
I believe they will stand and ovate. Don't you? Because
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
13 years with the Tigers, drafted by the Tigers. He'll go into the Hall of Fame as a Tiger.
I think people at this point are sort of living vicariously through him a little bit, you know.
Totally. With the
Like,
Astros
hey,
winning the World
he was our
Series last year.
guy, you know. He was born and raised here, so to speak, as a player, and
there was something weirdly unlikable.
Oh, dude,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
totally, totally.
it's I can't because I can't pinpoint why. He was amazing as a player. He never said anything really or did anything outwardly that made you.
I get the strong sense he thinks he's really hot.
Yeah. Like not like hot shit, but you
Right,
mean like
just like
sexy.
physically hot and sexy.
Yeah.
And that just kind of, I don't know.
And
kind
he's-
of grates on you.
he's not?
He's fine. You know, he's not an ugly guy, but it's not like. It's like, dude, if you weren't friggin' Justin Verlander with a flamethrower for an arm, you'd just be some guy out there. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
gangly,
Yeah.
too tall guy. It's not that attractive.
Much like me. You'd be me.
Sure.
We've talked about him, like when he left, obviously, what people think about him, whether you're cheering for him last year. And honestly, the idea of ovating him today, like, dude, he didn't win a World Series here. That's the thing to me. If he had won a World Series and then, whatever, careers go, you go on.
Yeah, but there's this thing. It's not like Fedorov where he chose to leave. You know,
He didn't demand a
Yeah,
trade.
he was willing to stay. They say, you know. I mean,
was
right,
he?
Depending on
Yeah, for sure. He did not demand a trade. At no point do I remember
Okay.
Verlander demanding a
So
trade.
like, he was
In the
willing to,
public.
he was willing to see it out and stay and
Yeah.
be the guy here and help us through that. But
For sure.
he had to
Well, that's
leave.
my thing. If he had won a World Series and I was there tonight, I'd probably ovate him. He didn't. I don't really
Dude,
care.
there is no way he's going to get a multiple minute.
Okay,
standing
well, I
ova-
wouldn't.
Standing ovation, in my opinion. You are the one guy as emotionally you can weep at a fucking sporting event. If the flag anthem
Right.
is sung properly enough, so you're going to stand there in front of 40,000 large, going ape shit. You're going to sit on your hands. You
No
would've
way.
believed that?
I would've.
No,
I
I
would've.
don't believe it.
No.
You may go into it thinking you're going to do that, but by the end you'd be like, all right, I got to give it up for him.
By
No,
the
I
end, he'd
wouldn't.
be whistling and crying.
No,
Are you
I
kidding?
would
Yes,
not.
you would.
He didn't win a World Series. I have no. Here's the thing. You know what? Here's the thing about him. If Maglio,
Full of shit.
No, I'm not. If Maglio came back for whatever reason, they're just like, Maglio Dornia is coming back tonight. And he tipped his cap. I would freaking cheer and I would probably cry because I would think of that home run against the A's. I don't have that moment for
Was that in the
Verlander.
World Series to win the World Series?
No.
No, American League.
Yeah, no shit.
No, but I don't have a moment from Verlander. I really don't. I don't have a moment like that for Verlander.
A no hitter.
Now I got you.
Those were in the regular season. I'm just saying.
All
I
right.
just never connected with the dude. I don't know. I just never
Yeah.
felt like that.
I know it's weird because all three of us in the room feel that way. We all respect his career. The fact that his number will be on the wall next to Morris and Tram and all those at some point. And he'll go into the Hall as a Tiger, which is great. But there's just I don't
You
know.
need to win a World Series.
I would
to be-
still stand my ass off and ovate for him, though.
Okay.
I would. Do you want to hear? He sent a message to the city of Detroit on Instagram today. I guess he got in ahead. I guess that's common. He describes it, how he got in before the team because as the next day starter, he's not
Got that unbuttoned shirt.
terribly good looking, though. I mean, and that is, dude, denim jean shirts coming back, really? Really? Go ahead, E.
Hey everybody! Just made it in Detroit. Actually, flew ahead of the team today because we're playing such a late game. Pretty standard procedure for the starting pitcher the next day to head into town.
Why'd you even
So,
tell it?
I made it here early. And first of all, a couple things. I wanted to thank everybody this morning.
shirt is hideous. I'm sorry. I can't
participated
let
in
it
the
sit.
Patriot
I'm
Rock.
sorry.
Huge turnout, great support. Thank you so much for helping me support our veterans. And second, I'm really excited about tomorrow. I've heard a lot of people are excited as well in the area. It's my first time back in the city. Cannot wait to take the mound here in Comerica Park in front of the fans that I have known and loved for so long. So thanks, everybody.
Is he trying to ensure a standing ovation?
I don't know. I think the more I look at this, don't close that out, E. Because I love the comments right away. My Tigers are about to light you up tonight.
They are.
Gotta say that. Yeah.
That's news. That's probably
this-
news to the Tigers.
I don't usually like to declare someone freshly showered, but I'm thinking he looks freshly showered.
Definitely.
Hair was just done. This was done for this video.
Oh yeah, no question
You know what I
about
mean?
it. Yeah, a lot of thought went into this, the
Yeah.
presentation of this.
Right. And, had he been in a fucking baseball cap and a sweatshirt, whatever. But this looks like he got into town, went right to the hotel, got upstairs, took an immediate shower, did the hair up nice, got his best shirt on. God. And the smiles do make it look like he thinks he's whatever. He's great. He's great. My dad and his buddies are going down to the game tonight. That'll be fun.
Oh, good.
So we'll get a firsthand account. I'm sure there will be lack of coverage tonight on the news about how it went. So
Big hole in the coverage. We won't
Yes.
know what happened. We'll have to ask Bob.
yeah, we will absolutely.
Maybe even a phone call isn't warranted. I don't know.
Yeah, oh, you think we should
To your
blow the
dad,
call?
yeah,
He wouldn't come on with us.
Oh, really?
Terrified. Yeah.
Why?
one of
Because
his-
he'd have to face the
It
thing.
would definitely shift into Bob. How did you drop a bomb onto a farm?
And then he'd try to make excuses.
And then I
it would
could-
be, how did you fight with a 2-year-old?
I was gonna say Jay could
who
start
you're
with the
blood related
bomb,
to?
then I could go after the 2-year-old, and pretty soon he's just on the ropes, and now
Yeah.
he didn't even know what's going
Yeah,
on.
you just
The Mustang crash, everything. Yeah.
freak out and hang up the phone. Yeah, that's like his greatest nightmare is us calling him, going, "Hey, Dad, we're on the air."
My mom has a similar fear.
Although your mom came on, she's in member area, right?
That's true, but she didn't know she was gonna be on.
Well, that's even
And
better.
we weren't
though.
here.
right.
Yeah, she's been in the members area a couple times. Am I wrong
That's
on
actually
that?
a good point. She has one with Darren
She's
McCarty
with
and one
Darren,
with the,
and then
Oh,
during
yeah.
the fundraiser.
That's actually hilarious. She's in there
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, but she didn't know either time. She would not have been and I sprung that on all of you guys. Nobody knew I was calling her. I just saw I was using E's phone, and I just happened to see that he'd had a missed call or something from Mom, and so I just redialed it. What was I supposed to do?
Speaking of the members area, hey, I just pulled an a winner of an in-studio visit.
Well,
You can.
what's
you
her
can-
name?
Yeah, you can.
How hot is
You're
she?
eligible for these through champion level and Nana memberships. And just noticed, by the way, Leslie. Want to thank Leslie. You're not the in-studio winner, but I do want to thank you for your recent sign-up.
Did you do a practice drawing at least?
That's basically what I'm doing with
She
Leslie.
just got so fucking excited
Oh,
after that
Leslie.
build-up.
I want to thank Leslie for her sign-up, but the winner of our in-studio is none other than Jason Orzakowski. So, Jason, I will email you.
Or
And-
Zakowski?
Orzachowski?
Is that name too annoying to have as an
I
in-studio
think
guest?
it might be.
I mean,
Because
do we
then
have
it's
to
like,
say it?
hey, we've got our friend
pull a
Jason,
different one?
Or is it Korzakowski?
Demand
The
him give
Polak.
us a-
There's a Polish
Jason
man in
won.
here.
Jason won fair and square.
Is there a middle name we could use, maybe?
I'll have to look
Can we
into
call
it.
him Big O? What up, Jason? Big O.
So, Jason, watch for an email from me, and we'll figure it out. Get you in here, dude. Thanks
good.
for your membership.
Yes, thank you very much for the membership, even though we'll bust your balls even when you're in here. Miss America, did you catch any of Miss America last night?
No, dude.
Good for you.
I can't believe this is still going on. We've talked about it at length. The fact that this is so contrary to
Yeah.
what everybody's dealing with right now,
Dude,
right? How do we treat women in society? And then, like, bam, front and center, swimsuit models or swimsuit contests.
But they didn't. Remember,
I
this is
know,
the first
I know.
year. Yeah. But then
but then
it
it's
was
like nobody wants to watch this shit. You know,
well, I
they
predicted
cannot
that
survive without it.
I predicted that they get big ratings for people going, I got to see what this bullshit looks like
Yeah.
without the swimsuit competition.
So this
it's like
one
the new
year
Roseanne
they'll get,
spinoff. Yeah,
so
you know,
they'll get it once and then it'll just die.
and then it'll just peter off. And I wouldn't normally watch it. I had the football game on. I was recording that. Or, I mean, the tackle ball game, excuse me, E. It's taken some time to get used to. But then I got a text from Beth, and she just said, are you watching this bullshit? Or something like that. And I'm like, what could she be talking about? I was like, oh, Miss America. And she's like, this is just embarrassing for women almost. You know, like the over-the-top nature of I am woman, hear you roar. Like the commercials. It's like blowjob for women galore, the whole thing. And then every commercial is about women's empowerment. It's just over the top. I don't mind a little bit of that, and it's probably valid, whatever. You want to encourage young girls that they can be an engineer just like anyone else.
Do they
You know?
still have the Q&A at the end?
They did,
'Cause
and
as long as they have that, they'll keep a quarter of their audience.
they did that earlier, and I think they made it longer because of the lack of the titties on.
That's the
display.
highlight now, right? That's got to be it. And they should they should come strong with that when they advertise. Like, hey, we still have the Q&A.
Yeah.
These chicks
These
still
dumb
have to-
idiots are going to still answer questions, guys. Come on.
Well, I think they've gotten better because I asked her, Beth, was the Q&A really bad? She's like, not as bad as you think, like almost not worth watching because there wasn't anything like over the top crazy. There was a couple things that were small, not worth pointing out. But I tapped in during the talent competition.
Oh. So they're showing that now. Like, that was something that they buried before, wasn't it? Where they were
Yeah.
like, all right, they've done this off camera or
Yeah.
off production at least. And
Did
they
they
might
show a highlight?
Yeah, they might show the highlight of the top three people or something. One
baton
playing
thrower.
a violin, one dancing.
Yeah. Well, they did that. By the way, the winner is Nia Franklin from Miss New York.
Oh,
Miss New York.
congratulations to Nia Franklin.
It's a big Nia. She wins $50,000 in scholarships. The thing is, they had one girl come up and sing, and she was okay. That was her talent. It's like, introducing Miss wherever that no one cares about. But I noticed they're like, while they're not wearing swimsuits, their dresses are cut so that their titties are half hanging out and slit way up so that when they dance, you can almost see a vagine.
So they're still making the point they need to make.
Yeah, they're still recognizing that, yeah, if we're going to keep eyeballs on us, we better sex this thing up somehow.
Right.
Just not in a bikini. But what I noticed is you got one girl that can sing, and it's like, okay, that's her talent. She can go out there and sing a little bit. Not great, but not terrible. She would not advance very far in American Idol. Another singer comes in there, absolutely 100% fucking tone deaf. Tone deaf.
Wow.
You know, and it's like,
Why is she doing that? She
Well, what
can't
are the
juggle or
talents
what?
going to be? I mean, honestly, what?
I don't know. Then don't have a talent competition. One girl's talent was spoken word poem about having cancer 3 years ago, and it was like, oh, this poor girl thinks she's being original right now.
So it's
You
one of
know-
those, cancer, get out of my body now, cancer.
Sort of. It was like, bling. When I got the diagnosis, she's trying to, like, people go, oh my God, what a brave, what a survivor.
Yeah.
She is. I don't know what cancer she had, but it's like, in 2013, so most of my friends were getting ready to graduate and thinking about their life futures. I was writing my will and planning my surmise and exit from this planet. What I learned was tomorrow is not guaranteed. And I'm like, oh, the tomorrow's not guaranteed.
It's just cliched as hell.
Dude. And you feel bad because they're trying to ham it up and like be really emotional in the face and walking around. And
Spoken word is so weird to me.
it's so weird. It's
like-
so bad.
It's like, look, to me, we've talked about like art, paintings and drawings. If it doesn't look realistic, to me, it's not good.
Yeah.
Same with poems, man. If it's not rhyming, come on, man.
And if your spoken word is going to be something that's like, I learned that tomorrow's not guaranteed for any of us. It's like, yeah, everybody knows that. Like, that's been said.
That's
to
true
death.
for people that don't have cancer, too.
That's true for any person born
Right.
ever, is what it is. And then we had these weird, like, Michael Flatley's dance.
Sure.
Like
The
someone
river dance.
comes out and does like the river dance
Yeah.
tap thing, and it just looks fucking creepy and weird. And she's good at it, I guess, but it's weird.
Yeah. By the way, I have a suggestion regarding that sort of dance. If you're ever put on the spot to dance somewhere,
Yeah.
do the fucking river dance.
Really?
Anybody can do it. You just
do
you just hold your hips and you just let your feet go and just let it flail about below
But yeah,
the
there
knee.
doesn't have to actually be any rhyme to it,
Here's-
right? You can just kind of throw them around.
Here's an example.
I don't think that's what Flatley's doing.
I was
but-
an usher in a wedding maybe 10 years ago.
Sure.
Okay, and so they have that thing where the bridal party comes in, to the reception, and everybody's seated, and then the bridal party, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Here's your ushers, Jay and Jeremy, and then you got to dance in. I'm like, look, Jeremy, let's just river dance in. He's like, cool, because what are we gonna do? Like start twerking and shit?
White guy dancing.
It's the best go-to dance ever. when
Did you
put
like
on
the
spot
room
to
on
dance.
fire when you did it?
Absolutely.
I mean, the place
it was
probably
original.
went- yeah.
Nobody expected it.
Dude, I
Just
don't-
river danced in. Yeah. As long as you can get it underneath your knee, just flail about. Loosen your ankle.
They had some other broad do the what is that one where you go up on your tiptoes, ballerina type shit.
Right.
You know that one? And it's just all I can see when I'm watching this is you guys don't look human or relatable on any level. You look
They're the exception, Mike. That's why they're in this pageant. We're
right.
deciding who's the best of these unrelatable people.
Well, it's like you've worked your entire life to become 21 to 25, end up on this stage, and then go out of your way to appear normal while you're awarded with everything for being part of this pageant world forever. And you just can't, I don't know. I'm watching, I'm like, there are just beautiful people out there that have flaws. They're humans, and these people are just trying to be, they're all made up. They look way older than they ever are.
It's
way
outmoded.
older.
There's no reason for this.
It can't survive much
no,
longer,
no, no,
can
no.
it?
It's going to be gone before zoos for sure. These and zoos are
think?
slated. Yes, they are slated for demise.
How much time do you give it?
3 more years?
Okay, then let's cut it at 2. Let's cut it at 2 more years. And the reason I say that is they just had the 98th pageant.
Oh, okay.
So we rounded
Finish
out
out the 100th.
Finish out 100. You have a big, I'd say girls go topless even. Bring back the swimsuit for one last hurrah. I'm in favor of topless. If they're not, that's fine. Hashtag me too. But if we bring back the swimsuit for one last blowout hurrah, and cap it at 100, and then that's it. We're out.
Sure.
Take circuses and zoos right with them.
Yeah.
And we'll just run the whole thing out. It has run its time. We've talked about it before. It's just run its time.
Hey, Zott Ford's summer sales event means the hottest deals and lowest payments, and I'm reading the wrong read for Zott.
You
Let me
are.
get the new one.
Well, you get the new one, and I'll start. You want to watch a video of Nora? Do you know who Nora O'Donnell is? She's the host of the CBS This Morning show. She's the one that famously had to go on air and talk about who was it that was blown out months ago for being a pig, their boss or whatever at CBS.
So she's talking about Les Moonves today.
Exactly. She does this show with Gayle King.
Yep.
And so she had to come out and, talk about his forced resignment. He didn't resign from shit. He was fired. But so she took a moment to deliver a few powerful remarks about the news. She also noted that she and Gayle King were shocked that in the wake of Charlie Rose's exit, so Charlie Rose was a host that they were co-hosting with, they were once again learning that a man they knew so well had been accused of such horrific abuses of power. CBS announced that his $120 million severance, by the way, somewhere between $120 and $185 million, was on hold pending the outcome of 2 investigations. It was also announced that Mr. Moonves would donate $20 million of that severance to various
victims.
#MeToo charities. I know. I bet the 6 women or 12 women that have accused him are like, how about you just split that $20 million between us that were actually personally affected by Mr. Moonves? He will not receive any severance benefits at this time other than certain fully accrued and vested compensation and benefits. I hope he's able to make it. I hope he's plugged enough away to be able to survive this. You know what I mean? So any payments to be made in the future will depend upon the results of the independent investigation and subsequent board evaluation. God, I wish I knew more about how that would work. Like if a guy's got a severance package thing for $140 million, they do an investigation and find out 4 of these 12 girls are not full of shit. We can prove that some naughty shit went on. What does that mean? They can take all of his severance?
You'd have to see the agreement.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any idea how those would normally work. Like, if you would have a clause in there, like, dude, if you start grabbing them, you get all handsy and grabby at work.
Yeah, if there's
take
like
the whole
just
thing.
just cause to remove your ass, then that would be different than if there's not. So
Right.
you'd think you'd have a clause that would like eliminate a ton of that, chop it in half or whatever.
Right. Chief Operating Officer Joseph Iannello will serve as president and acting CEO while the board conducts a search for a permanent successor. I just hope that Mr. Iannello does not have a little handsy-grabby past either.
We can't go through this again, Mike.
We just can't.
We can't be put through this again.
I can't take it. The country can't take it. Really can't. You want to hear Nora O'Donnell address it this morning? Go ahead.
See if I recognize this chick,
This is hard for
Nora.
everybody at
She's the one
CBS
in
News.
blue
I
there
haven't
on the
talked
left.
about this before.
I've
because
never
when you
seen
think
her in my
about it,
life.
Really?
I think
No.
the most powerful
Yeah, you
media
have.
No, I haven't.
When she was talking about
now
Chuck
resigned
Rose.
I'm telling
in the
you.
wake of this Me Too movement, and he's my boss, or he was my boss, and so that makes it really
And you
hard
are-
to comment on
who is she
it.
again?
She's the
Les
host of the
has
show.
always treated me fairly and with respect.
This is CBS this morning.
Still, it's
This
been
is
for me.
a
It
show
was
that's been on a
another
while.
sleepless night thinking about this, the pain that women feel, the courage that it takes for women to come forward and talk about this. And I really didn't know what I was going to say this morning. I I needed to say something. So Gail and I have talked and texted. And I said, Gail, I'm
Gail, who
kind
got her
of looking
job
back
'cause of
to
Oprah?
November
That Gail?
when we dealt with accusations against our former co-host.
If Gail
And
doesn't know
sort of said,
Oprah,
yeah, but,
is she
you
the
know,
host
I think
of-
this would still be the story
Anything?
in September. And 10 months later, we're still talking about this.
It's outrageous.
But here's what I said back then, and I think it still
that's
holds.
Gayle
and I want
King
to
right
say
there?
it
No,
again.
Gail's not there today.
There is no excuse for this alleged behavior.
Awesome.
It is systematic and it is pervasive in our culture.
She's reading
and
this.
I know
She said this 10
is
months
true
ago.
to the core of
She's
my
plagiarized
being.
her own statement from
Women
10 months
cannot
ago.
achieve equality in the workplace or society
Legit,
until
or
there is
that
a
was-
reckoning and a taking
real?
of responsibility. So I'm really proud to work here at CBS News. This
And who
has
are those
hurt morale,
guys?
But there are some really, really good people
token
that
white
come
guy,
to work
token
every
black
single
guy.
day.
Okay.
As
Yep.
a journalist, I'm confident that the truth is going to come
Do
out
we need the
because
token
this
white
is
guy
being
anymore?
investigated. There are
I mean,
two
isn't he just
prominent
more- ugh.
investigations
Yeah.
going
That
on
devil
by some
out of there.
really good lawyers.
Well, everybody
and
needs a
this has to
foil.
end.
He
And,
says something
the
and you
story
just
will
go,
continue.
shut up, white
We
guy.
will continue to report on it, just like we would.
Yeah, they
anything
do need
else.
the
And
biggie
I'm
in
really
the
proud
room.
to hear you say that. And
Guilty
I was,
white guy.
I was talking to somebody
Oh, here
this
we go.
weekend who I'm very close to, had something like this happen to them 30 years ago. It still stays with her. not only the feeling in the moment, but the powerlessness.
That's interesting. He still talks to his victim 3 years ago.
I just couldn't agree more with what you said. Thanks, Norm.
And as you said, Jericka, you'll continue to report on these developments as you always have, as we as a news organization have. Thank you very much for that.
They got to go around the horn so they can all just say you're right. Like they better all say, I could. What a statement.
You know, I thought about this more, and it was like, God, you know, they have to. It's a massive morning show, and all these people that are big players in this are going down. But the fact is, it's way harder to have that conversation. Like, it's easy for us to fuck around and joke about it because we don't know any of these people at all. But, dude, imagine if that's like your boss you've worked with for 20 years and you respect and like. He's never done anything but give you fair compensation for your work. And now it's like, I got to go on camera and go, yeah, that guy's kind of a piece of shit. And there's no room for this kind of behavior anywhere. I got nothing.
Well, at the same time, you're probably resentful. You're like, you fucker. You know, like, now I'm in the position of having to go on camera and say all this shit.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah, that's true. Although I'd be like, you fucker, you couldn't have paid these blabbermouths off before we got to this point. What's the matter with you? As much money as you make, what's the matter with you? Put me in this position. Oh, man. Anyways.
I have the proper Zot Ford read. Would you like to hear it?
I would love to.
Zot Ford conducting its amazing Key for Key event. Exchange your current vehicle for a brand new 18 or 19 Ford without spending a dime out of pocket. Plus, their goal is to match or lower your monthly payment. Zot Ford will assist you in terminating the remainder of your loan or lease no matter what you owe. Give them the keys to your vehicle. They will give you the keys to a brand new Ford. Plus, Zot Ford will make your first month's payment. No hassles, no gimmicks, no pressure. Only from our friends at DealsInTheD.com.
Speaking of Les Moonves, apparently he held a grudge against Janet Jackson ever since that titty was exposed.
Okay.
Because Viacom, MTV, CBS, all related. And so he was running the show when her titty was it really her titty exposed? Or was it nip, just a part of the nip? Because didn't she have like a shield?
Yeah, she had a pasty or whatever.
Yeah, when Justin Timberlake ripped it off during that Super Bowl halftime show in 2004. He allegedly became obsessed with ruining her career from that day forward. It was an example.
He did a pretty good job, right? I mean,
yeah.
Anybody heard of her since?
I think of her in that fucking...
Oh, the whole hijab thing walking down the street.
Yeah, which has gone bye-bye now that she's not with that dude anymore. It was an example of Moonves' ire and vengefulness, according to insiders. The malfunction saw her titty exposed for less than 1 second, and they faced all this criticism, over a $500,000 fine. Look at that. That just looks painful, doesn't it?
Yeah, so what is that technically? Is that her areola underneath like a sun-shaped thing?
And it's too big. Yeah.
It is way too big.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's troubling.
Are those dime sizers inside a giant areola?
Dude, you can't have dime sizers with an areola that size. By definition, the dime size relates to the areola and nipple.
It does, okay. Is that what it is? I thought the dime sizer was the nip itself.
No.
The areola is a separate matter.
No. Going dime sizers, just little tight nips, dude. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Dumb star-shaped thing or sun-shaped thing around her nip.
And why would you have that on there if it wasn't to expose it anyways? That it can't be like, oh, it's super comfortable, that's why I wear it. It really keeps things in check. So they're fined $500,000 by the FCC. The singers insisted it was an accident. Timberlake saying he only meant to rip away a small part of the fabric that exposed some like red lace thing. Moonves banned the pair from the 2004 Grammys, which was to be held a week later. But he did let Timberlake perform after he cried and tearfully apologized. Yes.
Oh, I didn't want to know that.
I know.
Neither did, and I bet Timberlake didn't want us to all know.
Timberlake isn't a total badass?
Right.
Yeah. I thought he was.
Remember when he called his mom crying when he was set up on Punk'd?
Oh, yes. He was the first episode of Punk'd, I believe. Yeah.
One of them.
They put all his shit out on the driveway and said it was like a tax lien or something.
Yes. And they took this like nice guitar out. Dax Shepard broke it.
Yeah.
And he said, Mom, they're taking all my stuff. I didn't pay my taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's known to whimper a time or two. And so, but he was apparently furious that Janet Jackson didn't come in and cry and fall on the sword and do what Timberlake did. And so her music was blacklisted by MTV after the incident. Moonves still hated Jackson 7 years later, and he was fucking furious when he finds out she gets a book deal by Simon & Schuster, which is owned by them. Like, How the fuck did this slip through the cracks?
Wow.
Yeah. So
Vengeful.
Sounds like a nice guy.
You know, that is, you know, though, dude, we talked about that. I don't know when we talked about that a little bit ago, but she came out and kind of said she felt like she or somebody said like they felt like Timberlake was not affected by this and her. And now I don't think it was racism, obviously, but dude, he was.
I think she did claim racism, didn't she? Didn't she say it's racist or racist
I was
and
thinking
sexist,
sexism
whatever?
more than anything, but probably.
Yeah, because Timberlake just did the last Super Bowl, right?
Right.
It's like, well, she
I guess
hasn't been offered, and everybody's like, dude, what has she done?
Yeah. She had a
What
hit
has she done?
Has she had a hit since her and her brother had a song?
I don't. Black Cat. Black Cat.
But maybe she hasn't had these
That's
songs
the go-to
because,
Janet Jackson.
I don't know, dude.
Rhythm Nation, isn't it? Rhythm Nation.
Yeah.
Wasn't that big for her?
All the dancers behind her.
Yeah.
Right?
It's basically the female version of Michael Jackson. Tried to pull that off.
So annoying, that whole dance scene. That whole thing, you know,
yeah.
back then when it was choreographed, everybody was in sync dancing. She's in the front, and everybody behind her is reflecting the exact same dance in like a triangle shape.
Hated it.
It's the worst.
Hated it. You know what I'm starting to hate too is James Vanderbeek.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of Dawson's Creek?
No, you know, I never got into that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I did like the football movie he did.
Oh.
Can't remember the name of it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Varsity Blues?
Varsity Blues. Yeah, I thought Varsity Blues is pretty good.
I don't want that whole I don't want your life to his dad or whatever. Remember?
I don't want your life.
To his dad.
I never saw it.
It's good. And I think it would still hold up.
Really?
Probably sexist as shit now.
It's a strong statement. You're
Yeah.
claiming Varsity, a movie starring James Vanderbeek called Varsity Blues would still hold up.
It would hold up in the sense of basically just Friday Night Lights. It's basically just a movie about
kids
Texas
going to
football.
parties, Texas football, getting laid, getting drunk.
Timeless.
Timeless. It's a classic.
The other big thing in that movie to me that I always remember was the time his
I don't
girlfriend.
want your life.
That and the girl. He comes home with a girlfriend. And she got like the whipped cream bikini.
Yeah, whipped cream bikinis always hold up. Always in good time.
Another timeless aspect.
So he's revealed that his wife Kimberly suffered 3 miscarriages. Yeah, in a heartbreaking post shared to Instagram yesterday. I didn't even know James was still alive, let alone married, let alone with kids.
Is he with kids?
5.
Oh, wow. He already has 5?
Yeah, he's
He
5.
would add 8 if his wife was any sort of woman who could hold a baby.
She didn't have a poison womb. You mean?
A poison womb.
I mean, he broke it.
Clean up your womb, woman.
After 5 trips down the chute.
Yeah,
like,
really.
Come on, man. And so he's got some. This story's going to take a serious turn, though. So we need to be serious, guys. Act mature.
Looking at you.
So he's got 5 children. Olivia, acceptable name today?
Oh, it's very popular, yeah.
Joshua.
Very popular.
Let's see what else we got here. Annabelle.
Popular.
Emilia.
Very popular.
Gwendolyn.
Yep, popular.
Okay, so we accept all of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are all like, you know, they're aughts to present day names, yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, they go from like infant to 8 or something, 7. So, but he's got a problem. His post included an impassioned statement about the word miscarriage. And alongside a photo of himself, his wife, and their new baby, he wrote, wanted to say a thing or two about miscarriages, of which we've had 3 over the years. First off, we need a new word for it. Miscarriage is an insidious way that suggests fault is on the mother, as if she dropped something or failed to carry.
Well, I mean, it is her womb.
Right.
Right?
Like, the guy did his part.
Yeah.
Like
Stroke to completion.
Like, I got in there, bang, bang, bang.
I saw a big belly. There was a big belly. Something was there.
No, E.
Oh,
you miscarry before you have the
do
big
you?
belly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's not
For real?
stillbirth.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, it's basically
Actually,
a chunky period.
My bad.
Yeah, remember we talked about Beth's in the
I
room
forgot.
got dark, man. It got cold in here.
Yeah, that was the
Beth
most
and I laughed.
bizarre moment in TDC history.
I
think,
admit,
when Mike joyfully announced that Beth probably had a miscarriage.
It's not even probable. It was. And yeah, I feel strongly the way I did that day. And I had joked with her about it. My problem was I did not inform you guys about it beforehand. I
That was
decided to
one of the
spring.
weirder things that's ever happened to me, I think.
Really?
Being presented with news of a miscarriage in a
Dude,
joyful way.
You river danced at a wedding.
Dude, you presented news of a miscarriage in a joyful fashion on air.
Yeah.
To surprise me, to get me to like laugh about it or something.
Yeah. Well,
that
I
was
figured,
fucking weird, man.
honestly, I figured since Beth and I were cool with it, what did you care? And I thought you would have taken the tack like, whew, that was close. You could have had fucking offspring. That would have been a disaster.
Right.
You know, one of those. But it wasn't met with that, and I apologize for that. Anyway, are there people when miscarriages happen? Sorry, I haven't come up with a new term yet. That suggest that this is the woman's fault?
I've never
Not
heard
anymore.
of any.
Not like in probably 100 years at least. Like, you know, back in the day of the kings and shit.
Sure, they used to blame women for not having male offspring.
Right,
you know?
right.
Dude,
Exactly.
they declared them hysterical if they had orgasms back in the day.
Right.
You know, what I mean, they would institutionalize.
Oh, you
them.
got a headache? Let me get my drill out and
Yeah,
drill a hole
yeah.
to let the demon out. Yeah,
That's
it was,
not
it was
fair.
archaic.
But I think even
dude,
before
the
that, I
amount-
think even in the 1700s and so, you know what I mean? I think it's been a while, but I think that absolutely even to the 1800s, there was probably some guys that are just fucking stupid, just like,
Yeah, probably.
it's her fault,
Sure.
damn woman.
Yeah. But if I could, like, since we're making this declaration that we need to change the term because it's so insulting to the woman. I mean, miscarriage seems like the perfect, like, definition of what happened. You were carrying something and now you miscarried it, and not declaring it a fumble.
It's not like
you know,
yeah,
but
it's
It's
not
just a
like
technical term, isn't it?
we
Right?
said you fucked up or
Yeah.
anything.
And if I could point to even one friend through the years that was like, yeah, I was getting ready to have a kid, that fucking bitch. She fumbled, man. She miscarried it. I
Right.
mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I love the woman, but what am I
What
going to do? She's,
It's got horrible ball security.
yeah, exactly. I mean, she's fumbled 2-3 times now. I mean, fuck, hold on to the ball. You wouldn't last in the league like this. You know, NTL, you would not last. And so I have not met that person yet who has ever said
It's
that.
never occurred to me. Usually when you hear about it, everybody's sympathetic and oh man, wow, sorry to hear that.
Just to be clear, James wants to point out from what he's learned, in all but the most obvious and extreme cases, I'm assuming, you know, fetal alcohol syndrome or smoking a lot, drugging a lot during the pregnancy. Outside of those extreme cases, it has nothing to do with anything the mother did or didn't do. I thought that was just like everybody knew that.
Yeah, I did.
Like
right.
I really
Thought
honestly,
that was the assumption.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the thought of like, what a fucking pussy. Can't hold that thing to term. Jesus Christ.
I didn't know this
poison
was a
woman.
thing, James.
I didn't either.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. In this day and age, with any of this stuff, he's a somewhat of a star.
Oh, yeah,
he can
dude.
bring it up.
Virtue
and now
signaling,
everyone
dude.
who doesn't freaking
Look
think
at
that-
me, I love women. I want to change the
Women.
word miscarriage and make it better for women.
Yeah.
And now all of us who are just like, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Monsters! I can't believe it.
So, let's wipe all the blame off the table before we even start.
Hold the blame.
Who is blaming these people?
Apparently, this is an idea that has bumped around Vanderbeek's head.
Seriously?
I mean, honestly, if it's like, yeah, she fumbled once, all right.
Yeah.
Not ready to declare it poison just yet, but after that second one, it must have been bouncing around his head like crazy.
Yeah, James, why don't you and your therapist deal with this, okay? Why are you putting it on us?
It's painful, it's heartbreaking on levels deeper than you may have ever experienced. So don't judge your grief or try to rationalize your way around it. Let it flow in the waves in which it comes and allow it its rightful space.
Flow.
Many couples come closer than ever before once they have a miscarriage. Many parents realize a deeper desire for a child than ever before, and many couples go on to have happy, healthy, beautiful babies afterwards, often very quickly afterwards.
If that's true, if all these many people it's not affected, why are we worried about this word?
I know. It
He's
sounds
giving
like a
all these
great thing.
examples of like.
Let's call it great news.
This is what it sounds like. It's like, dude, this is great
Yeah.
news. The guy gets to bang way more
Yeah.
as we try again. I mean, people will tell you there's nothing worse than like, yeah, my wife and I decided to have a baby, and the first day in, he fucking knocked her up. Like,
dude.
what a
Brutal.
bummer. I mean, how many rounds should you get in before it's like, oh, look.
You still do get a period of weeks, though, before she figures it out, right?
Yeah. So she's not.
So nobody gets a single bang in and is like, oh, man, I'm shut down for 9 months.
Well,
That's not how it happens.
Jim Jeffries met his girlfriend. I think he said within 3 months she was pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew it. It was like, fuck, man. I didn't even get the sweet period of trying. Like, we're trying to do it now. So, anyways, I'm with you. It sounds like great news. It sounds like all these positive things. The couple grows closer. They realize how much they want a kid more.
A precursor to greatness.
Yeah, so miscarriages is almost a happy thing. But please share whatever you may have that gives you peace and hope along the way, along with a new word for this experience. Hashtag miscarriage. Hashtag we need a new name. Hashtag more common than you hear about.
Does he come up with a name?
No, he's put it on us.
So now we have homework?
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was an issue.
I didn't either.
Huh.
But apparently we've got work to do. I
Vanderbeek is making work for us.
Yeah.
God damn him. I didn't even know he was still alive.
I didn't either. And he's already got 5 fucking kids. All right, Kirk Cameron, slow down. Did you guys do your homework? Or are you just learning about this now?
Well, I'm thinking about it. I've been thinking about it as you've been reading. Like, what else could we call it? I mean, a heavier than usual flow. You know,
that would work.
It's basically just, you know, a chunky period. I don't know.
I got Oopsie Mommy Daisy.
Oopsie Mommy Daisy.
Now, I'm on the fence with that one because does that blame the mommy then?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it does. That's worse than miscarriage, in my opinion.
Dream come true-itis? Blessing in disguise syndrome.
Oh,
that's probably pretty accurate for a lot of people.
God's overruling syndrome?
God's overruling.
Not mommy's fault, wink wink itis?
I don't think you could have moms and fault in the same thing.
I said not mommy's fault.
I know, but there's still
Wink,
those two words
winkitis.
are still in there.
Better luck next time syndrome? Do any of these fit? Look, he's the one that gave us homework, man. Don't get mad at my work.
I told you the one I thought was good.
Happy never birthday disorder?
Those are too long. I told you the other one. You had one that was really good, and I already said that. You just wanted to go through the rest. So.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping one sticks, and I think this is the one that's going to do it. Forgot to pull out, but God's got my back syndrome. What do you think? E, do you like that one?
But the syndrome, I think that casts blame. I don't know. It puts her, you know, like she's abnormal somehow. Well, she's not, Mike. She's not. She did nothing wrong.
Well, we don't know. Look, man, this isn't. I don't know. I don't know what this is.
So he just puts this.
You said you think it should be called heavier flow than usual?
I don't. Yeah, that's,
you're going with heavier flow than usual.
Let's just
and.
My thing is take it out of the context in which it really is, and just assign it some, just a heavier than usual flow, extra chunky.
I thought you, James. I thought you said your wife was knocked up. No, it turns out she had a much heavier than usual flow.
Yeah, she had to put one of those big ass thick pads on one day.
Oh, it was dripping everywhere. It was gross. Well, Isis, you want to work on that over the weekend, perhaps?
Sure.
Miscarriage is what we're trying to change.
Again, I didn't realize that I was going to be thrust upon this homework assignment from a celebrity.
Solve this societal
problem. Here I was just
problem.
going through my life, and now I've got
and if I find that this turns into an actual thing because of James fucking Vanderbeek, I'm going to be livid.
If I find or hear the individual that has said that about me, I will pull your goddamn tongue out with the roots.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
There, buddy. Does your money work as hard as you do? You will spend upwards of 45 years working to support your lifestyle, provide for your family, and set aside money for retirement. Do you know if you'll be able to retire on your terms? How could you know if you don't have a plan? Well, let our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial help to make sure that that your money is working as hard as you are. Call Mark today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
Still dead. Won an impressive 6 Emmys last night. Does that just automatically make you think, like...
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
It makes you think that.
Does anyone have a problem with that? I mean, I guess it's not that big of a problem.
I don't have a problem because I don't care about the Emmys, but so I guess if they want to give it to them.
Good point.
Yeah, but if you had a really good show or whatever, and then forever you'd be like, yeah, no, it probably would have won an Emmy, but it was the year Bourdain died.
Well, we all remember that year.
Yeah.
So he did the show on I don't know what it is, a documentary on travel and food on CNN. Won for Best Writing for a Nonfiction Program. Boy, listen to these titles of awards you're going. Sound Editing for a Nonfiction Program. Sound Editing.
Dude, I think you could make fun of writing. I mean, I know, I guess. I mean,
writing I get, though. I mean, if it's written well.
But it's technically a reality show.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's like,
if you watch it, though, he does big, grand voiceover work throughout it, you know.
Okay.
And he's got to write all that copy. So, you know, if you've got good writing on that, whatever.
And it's one of these things where he goes to a destination, he talks about the village he's in.
The city of Detroit was established in blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha.
And, you know, for a long time, it went through, you know, he'll do whatever. But there's a lot of voiceover work. And then they'll have scenes where he's in a restaurant talking to some chef in some fucking island somewhere and, you know, eating some weird food that will make you grossed out looking at it. Sound mixing. So sound editing is strong, but his sound mixing for a nonfiction program, picture editing for a nonfiction program.
Getting pretty specific, aren't they?
Informational series or special, parts unknown, also scored Best Short Form Nonfiction or Reality.
What?
Yeah, what happened to Best Actress? Best actor. I mean, dude, talk about specific. You're right.
Did you ever watch the show?
I watched when LaDuff was on when he was in Detroit.
Okay.
I know Deuced is a big fan of that show.
Really?
A lot of people are. Yeah, it's good.
The concept of it reminds me of Three Sheets. You ever see Three Sheets?
To the Wind?
That's where it comes from.
Okay.
It was a show. I don't remember exactly what network it was on. Maybe Spike, something like that. It was on maybe 10 years ago, and it was hosted by a comedian named Zane Lamprey, I think it was. Lamprey.
I'm waiting for any buzzword
listen,
to click in here.
This show was, he would go around the world, and it was just like what you're describing, like Anthony. He would go to like Mexico, say, and he would hit all the tequilas in the area, and he would get shit-faced on the local brew.
Yeah.
And it was just...
Was it all alcohol-based?
All alcohol.
Oh,
That's
I
why it was
love
called
it.
Three Sheets. And then he'd go to like Oktoberfest in Germany. And then he'd go to... Yeah, there you go.
Oh, my God, this show sounds amazing.
You don't remember this?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched
Gab and I
Spike
got hooked on it maybe 10 years ago. It was kind of short-lived, like maybe 3 or 4 seasons. But he went to, the Champagne region of France and did all the champagne. And
dude, how fun of a gig would
it's
that
one
be?
Totally. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, traveled the world, the
Just
most
go there,
exotic
and he would
locales.
get shit-faced, and he'd get stupid by the end of it. And you're just watching this guy, and he was, funny enough.
Was he a good drunk, or was he?
Yeah, he was a good
could
drunk.
he get like? Ah?
No, he was a good drunk. He was fun. Yeah,
dude, that's because Bourdain will do that too. He'll go and have beers, wherever, and tequilas and stuff.
But it's all about the local shit, right?
Dude,
and that's how Zane did it.
How fucked up. Like, I know that, you never know where someone's at with their life or what their personal demons are, but think about that for a second. Like, Bourdain's job pays him extremely well to travel the world, eat anything and everything he wants, and still be heroin chic and fucking drink with the locals.
Yeah.
Like, that's your job. Can you think of a better fucking job than that? I mean, honestly, that'd be hard to beat.
3 Sheets with Zane Lamprey.
3 Sheets, where you just focus strictly. See, I would get so fat, dude.
It's Zane Lamprey, Lamprey. And I don't know where the hell he came
it looks like Jay's right. It looks like
he
3 seasons.
3 years ago.
Yeah, right.
He had liver failure a few years ago. Dude, how fun would that be to, like, he comes home and he's like, you ain't gonna believe it, hon. They actually bought my idea.
I know.
I'm going to get drunk all over the world.
Yes.
See you later. Because he had to pitch that somewhere to someone.
I know.
Oh, that's awesome. If
Genius.
he's not doing that show anymore, maybe we should pick up where he left off. We'll do 3 sheets. We'll do 4 sheets.
Going to Belgium and shit. I mean, that dude had fun.
Hell yeah. So a colleague spoke on Bourdain's behalf and said he was accepting the award. Said, for me and for all the folks who have worked for him the last 20 years, I want to say his writing was always fiercely intelligent, real, no bullshit. His writing was inimitable. Inimitable. Yeah. He's truly on a journey to parts unknown. We wish we could have shot that journey with him. I'm assuming he means like journey to the afterlife. We wish we could have shot it with him. He committed suicide June 8th, of course, in that French hotel room.
Of course, you mentioned inimitable. That, of course, meaning so good or unusual as to be impossible to copy. Unique.
Oh, yeah. Now that you mention all that, yeah.
Incomparable, unparalleled.
Sure.
Unrivaled, peerless, matchless, unequaled, unsurpassable.
Thank you.
Superlative.
And that's
supreme, perfect.
Inimitable?
Yeah. We all knew that, Jay.
Inimitable.
Inimitable. Why didn't he just say any of those things that you just said?
I know, seriously.
You know
He's
what I mean?
a dick.
Yeah. His writing was perfect. Like, I know what that
writing
means.
was inimitable.
Inimitable. Because that's a hard word for it. It's like rural for you.
Stupid.
Inimitable.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to... I highlighted... I almost didn't highlight the word. If I would have been as smart as you and known what it meant, I would have just crossed that out and wrote my own word. But his quote was actually inimitable.
His writing was peerless.
Peerless.
That's what I would have went with.
Anyway, it is coming back for a new season because they'd already shot something. An episode season premiering in the fall. The final 2, and these are the ones I want to watch, final 2 will reveal how producers worked on the series in the wake of his death. The last will reflect on how the late chef impacted the world with his work.
Okay.
Those will be interesting. I love behind the scenes.
Kind of shut it down.
Yeah.
Tie it up with a bow.
Bourdain narrated 1 episode filmed in Kenya. He also filmed in Manhattan, Mexico, Bali, Texas, and Spain.
Okay.
But he did not have a chance to add his signature voiceover to them. Again, no reason is given as to why that may have been, but he didn't.
Yeah, what a fun job, man. Wow.
Dude, I know. It's too bad. Did you see this guy, this racer, motorcycle racer? I guess he's a real prick. He's 22 years old.
No, I didn't see that.
He at one point, a couple of years ago, like kicked one of his opponents while they're doing like 140 on the track. Kicked him. He gets in fights with people. Well, over the weekend, he shocked the sporting world when he gets pissed at this guy. They're doing 140 miles an hour, and he reaches over and pulls the guy's hand.
What?
Yes.
These are these dudes who go into corners with just their knees, you know.
Like on the
Yeah,
ground,
yeah.
sending sparks almost. Look at this dude.
Oh, this will be why. Let's have a look. Oh, he didn't ram him, did he? Fanati, yes, he
What the hell, man?
No, that's ridiculous. Romano Fanati, you are such a what's it sometimes. You really are.
Get him off the track for that.
You know,
and get him off the track.
He deserves a flogging for that.
Get him off the track.
Flogging.
There's a one-race ban as well for me for that one.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's
Grab
dangerous.
someone else's front brake.
140 miles an hour.
And if you got that wrong, unbelievable.
Can you imagine if he killed that guy?
Right.
Like if he hits that guy's brake.
Here he goes.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
he
front
touched
brake
his front
on.
brake.
Oh,
no,
no,
that's
no,
ridiculous.
no.
Romano Fanati,
No.
you are such a what's it sometimes.
what's
you
it?
really
A
are.
what's it?
Get him off the
What's
track
a what's
for
it?
that.
You're a what's it?
and get
He
him
wants to
off the
say
track.
you're a
Flogging.
fucking asshole. but-
Yeah.
He deserves a one-race ban as well for me for that one.
He deserves
this
a
will be
one-race
why. Let's have a
ban.
look. Oh, he didn't ram him, did he? Fanati, yes, he did.
Oh, front brake on.
Dude, could you imagine
crazy.
how insanely, dude, 140 miles an hour on a motorcycle. And this dude, Romano Fanati, grabs his front brake like that. The guy whose brake he grabbed is Stefano Manzi. And I guess they bumped earlier in the race, and that's why he was pissed. BT Sport uploaded onto Twitter Sunday a video of him trying some other reckless moves in the past. And one, he kicked a rival's bike while racing. His reputation for heatedly arguing with other riders can be seen turning a rival's bike off. So they're at the starting line, and they're all ready to go. He reaches over and turns the guy's bike off.
You're not cheating. You're not winning.
Dude,
You're not trying.
I actually wrote that in my notes. If you're not cheating, you're not competing, E.
Right.
Dude, shut his bike off. The guy can't. The guy's like, "Fuck!" Had to pull out of the race.
Oh my god.
Had to pull out of the race because all the other drivers take off, and he's like, "Oh man!" He reached over and turned my bike off. Oh, that wasn't fair.
So what's seriously going to happen to this dude? Do we know?
Following his awful act on Sunday,
How can you not kick him out of the fucking league or whatever?
there have
this
been
is, the
calls
circuit?
for him to be banned for
Yeah.
life. British rider Cal Crutchlow is leading the way. Crutchlow. He should never compete on a motorcycle again. He should have walked back to the garage, and his team should have just kicked him straight out the back. You can't do this to another racer. We are risking our lives enough. He was fired by Marinelli Rivicold snipers over the incident. Which one is this, E?
This is the kick.
Jesus. Yeah, come on over here, fucker. You want to go? Wow. See if you can find the one where he shuts the guy's motorcycle off. Is that-
Kicks, yeah. Love to see the guy grab his foot.
Oh, this might be it right here, E.
Okay. Shoot.
See him bump him, punch him.
Yeah. Ah.
You want to go, Dick Licker? You want to go? Yeah. This must be the thing that he.
There you went.
There he is. Yep. See you later.
He just like reaches
Oh
over.
man! Oh man! Look at him flipping him off. Yeah, it was a dick move, dude. Shut my bikes off.
How does this not result in an absolute brawl after this race?
Look at him turning around. I know. Guy's trying to get his bike started. Oh man, it won't go
ridiculous.
anymore. Now I got to drop out of the race. Just planning on winning and everything. How pissed would you be? You're training. You're on the world circuit.
What kind of operation is this? How's this guy still racing?
I don't know.
After pulling a move like the one we're watching.
And why can this superb world class rider can't start his bike again? Yeah. Someone turns the key off. It seems like, dude, you should be able to start your bike back up.
Key. Maybe he took the key.
Maybe he's trying to jump start. It won't happen. So yeah, what I want to know. Here's the only thing I want to know. Is it explicit? Because if it's not, I have a different feeling. Is it explicitly written in the rules that you are not allowed while the race is going on to pull an opponent's handbrake?
Great question.
Because if it's not in the rules, I'd say I'm going to give this guy creative license to win at all costs.
Working within the rules? Yeah, that's a great question, Mike.
'Cause-
And I assume that sort of conduct is not barred
Can you
explicitly.
imagine? They're scouring the books right now going,
Yeah.
how is it possible that we don't have it in here, but you're not allowed to pull the handbrake of an opponent's bike? Well, in a technicality, he's fine. And, they're probably, and if they don't, they're going to need to add that.
There's got to be a conduct unbecoming phrasing in their rule, right?
Well, you would think, but maybe not, because they don't even have probably the handbrake, pulling your neighbor's handbrake rule. And who knows what they say about turning your buddy's bike off. Because if that's not in the rules,
catch all.
Yeah. Anyway, let's take a very quick timeout because E and I got to get to tackle ball sooner than later, right, E?
Sure.
It's gonna take you a while to change your clothes before we got to go.
I guess.
And then E, I'm gonna bring up the Airbnb. My biggest fears.
I know.
Have been observed.
Okay.
The story. We'll get to that more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. It's Mike and Jay. And we got, I don't know if you saw the text we got from Deuced while we were doing the show.
No.
I opened it up, and it's a link to this article for hims.com, as in for him. And they're talking about sex and whatnot. And they're the group that did compared the average penis size to the countries that qualified for the World Cup.
Oh, really?
See who had the biggest dong, countrywide. And so with the start of the NTL season kicking off, National Tackle Ball League, so they wanted to do thing to see who lasts the longest, fans. You know, like Lions fans versus Bengals fans. Well, it turns out, so for fans, a typical game lasts over 3 hours. There's only 11 minutes of actual gameplay, according to the Wall Street Journal.
Oh my God,
That's
so
to your
brutal.
point, Jay.
I know.
About
fuck.
And so the league knows, like, we've got to do something about this. In this Netflix skip the intro.
Think about
world,
that, gentlemen. Think about that.
11 minutes of actual gameplay. Yeah. Recently, we examined data to learn how long each NFL team's fan base is lasting in bed. We studied how many minutes people are spending between the sheets by state, mapped that out to each state's preferred football team. I think they meant tackle ball team. The results are in, let's just say, a few yards short. With only 11 minutes of play in the game, Cincinnati fans can get it on and still catch the remaining 8 minutes and 43 seconds
Oh my God.
of action. Yeah.
Wow.
So when you look at it, 2 minutes, 17 seconds.
Since he's the worst?
Since he's the worst. Followed 1 second later by Cleveland fans, Cleveland Brown fans.
Well, they're probably so drunk from their team sucking that they can't get it up and hold it, you know?
Dude, it is
That has
like...
nothing to do with anything, obviously. I just... this is literally... Because these stats don't even apparently come from football. They said that these are stats from...
That's a survey they did.
Wouldn't you assume in surveys like this, everybody would give way longer than what's real?
If someone said 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Which
Don't you
doesn't
think that's
bode well for
remarkable
Cincy fans.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's totally remarkable that people would be honestly answering, about 2 minutes and 15 seconds?
Dude, Washington, 222. Minnesota, 222. Indianapolis, 226. Jacksonville, 229. Miami, the same. Tampa Bay, the same. We don't get a jump until San Francisco at 240.
This is making me feel very good about the few times I've had sex.
Yeah. Tennessee, 246. Chicago, 249. If you notice, I haven't mentioned Detroit yet. The Giants, 252. Philadelphia, 3 minutes. Houston, 306. Dallas, 310. We get Carolina, 327. Kansas City, 332. And then look at the graph stat. Can you see that from Kansas City?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Those are Detroit fans up there at 414.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Well, ladies, you should get so lucky. The average Detroit Lions fan.
4 minutes.
I know, which means you're doing something wrong, sir. If you're doing, because aren't you like 7 to 9 minutes? Did you answer this quiz? Did you bring us way up to 4 minutes? Were you the one guy?
How is it? Did they give the exact question that was asked? This is honestly really surprising that people would be reporting 2 minutes and shit like that.
Sex stamina of NFL fans. We compare the average length of sex by fan base to learn who likes to go long in the bedroom.
But still, a
football fan base during duration of sex in minutes.
That's.
But who are they asking, and what was the situation?
Yeah, I don't know. And then they give us some pointers on how to improve.
How
that.
do they?
I don't want any of you broads in this area complaining.
But how do
Things
they even
could be worse.
trick people into this question that they're giving that low of an answer? Like,
well, they probably have like a basin where they throw the Minuteman out and they throw the fucking hour and a half guy out. They throw them off the top.
Yeah.
And then they just average, what.
Are you kidding? Is that my phone?
Oh, my God. All right, Hollywood. Well. Oh, Hollywood. Oh, Hollywood. What's going on over there? You got to take a business call?
Wow, I never have my ringer on.
Yeah.
Ever. Like,
No,
not even
that's
outside
gonna
of
be
here.
reflected
Ever.
in an upcoming meeting at some point. We're going to have to put that in your, file.
I'm telling you.
He's got a whole file cabinet. I mean, it's about time you got something in there.
There are weird numbers. I have mine on silent all the time. And randomly, sometimes I'll have one, fucking dumb call. I mean, it's some stupid telemarketer shit. that for some reason will come in on a ring, and I don't know why.
Yeah. So if you're looking to improve your stamina,
let me just give me a second here.
Jot some things down.
Right, let me.
Make sure you're exercising regularly. Boy, not off to a great start right away. Eating well.
Jesus, if these are all just going to be healthy, then
getting plenty of rest.
Sexual health relates to overall health, gentlemen.
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew? Lastly, if you're experiencing some ED, there are prescription treatments out there.
I don't have a problem getting the heart on. It's keeping it going. You know what I mean? Like I can get the dick up.
Wait. Do we want him to explain?
No. I'm just making a joke that's saying I don't last very long. Like I can get a hard on, I just can't last.
Okay, because it sounded like you couldn't keep the hard on. I don't know. It was ambiguous as to.
Sorry. I meant
So
that
he means he loses it because he finishes.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, there we go.
British couple E, and this is my nightmare, have revealed their horror at finding a spy cam in an Airbnb
Yeah, there you
apartment.
go.
Dude, it takes one story.
Oh, dude, these
it's
stories
like shark
have been
attacks
out.
with you.
These
No,
stories-
I know, but it's rare.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean,
he honestly doesn't give a shit. If you're filming him, odds of him
as long
having
as I'm getting a
sex-
good deal on the fucking room.
Dude, what if all of a sudden someone like posted anonymously you like jacking off vigorously in Chicago in an Airbnb room?
Wow,
with your tiny dick.
I look so much more different than any other dude ever been jacking off.
What if you were presented with the option of you can pay $100 for this room, or we'll give it to you for $50, but just know you're being filmed.
I mean, I probably would take the I'd rather not be filmed. I'm not so like exhibitionist where I look.
They're like $25, but we film you.
Well, that's not. Just 25 for the room.
No, what if it's like $700 for 3 days in Chicago are free, but you're probably gonna get.
Yeah,
filmed
I'll probably take.
I was trying to limp down, Mike. I was trying to.
I'm sorry.
Trying to use some coof, Mike.
Yeah. Coof. Of course he's going to make $700. I wanted to know if he'd do it for 25.
Yeah, okay,
50,
fair enough.
75.
And let's be honest, he would do it for 25. He's known liar, just like even if they're evading while standing
I won't
vigorously for Verlander, I would sit on my hands because he didn't win a title for us.
I would.
Wrong.
Not wrong. Okay.
Dougie Hamilton, he finds the device in an alarm clock. There's like a clock sitting there by the bed. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what the fuck is that circular thing there? And so he and his girlfriend are there looking at it, and it's connected to a wire like a phone charger. He fears it may have taken video of the couple. I don't know if he was getting blown or getting it on or what. They had only been in the flat for 20 minutes. He'd been staring at the clock for 10 minutes because it looked creepy and suspicious. So how soon, once you enter the hotel room, you're away from the kids? I mean, is it safe to say this guy was filmed for a good 10 minutes before he noticed this cam?
Boy, that's crazy.
In my head, I felt a bit weird even thinking about it. I kept telling myself not to be daft, but there was just something. I took the charger out and saw there was a lithium battery in the back. At this point, I slid the front facing off the clock and could see there was actually a camera. We didn't know if the owner had been watching. It just felt really creepy. Oh, the owner was watching. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nightmare, dude. I could never. And people will go, it could happen in a Holiday Inn too. Well, yeah, it can, but there's regulations in place at hotels, to where it's in their best interest not to do that. If you've just got some one-off who has an apartment that he's not using in Chicago, you know what I mean? Like I
He's
imagine
got free reign of the place. He can wire it however he wants. Nobody's going to come and go and necessarily look for these.
Dude, I mean, I'd feel
it's
weird.
Chilling, dude.
Isn't it chilling?
Yes.
Like, dude, it would
awful.
make me think like I said, when we went to New York, Beth wanted to do an Airbnb, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. But it'll save hundreds of dollars. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't know who Bill Johnson is, and why does he want to stay in his fucking apartment so bad?
He wants to make money.
Come in and sweep for bugs beforehand,
and even then, I wouldn't trust that they found them all.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like,
they're like,
no.
did that bug sweeper? Did he plant something?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't trust anybody, Mike.
Yeah, the apartment guy. He found the apartment guy's bug, but now he's planted one, so he can come back later and watch me getting it on.
Man,
and doing well at it too. You know what I mean?
Lasting 4 minutes.
4 minutes 17 seconds. God damn it. Yeah, the police are looking into it. Toronto police are looking into it. Airbnb's security team is also looking into it. They have promised bosses at Airbnb a full refund, which is not bad. There you go. You're making money.
There you go.
You're making money. They said they would cancel upcoming reservations at this personal property. We take
God, you could just be on any far corner of the web somewhere forever in perpetuity.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, exactly. And some dark web somewhere with a bunch of other grainy, creepy toilet video cams of just like every other fat ass in the world sitting down and taking a shit. And there's just a handful of fucking absolute, the world's most deviants sitting there watching you take a shit or a piss.
Who was it? Steven Adler's mom who got caught on video, right? Steven Adler, former GNR drummer.
Yes.
What was the story behind that? He was living with some creeper.
He let a guy move into his place, and there was a room upstairs or something where the shower was, and he had wired a camera into the shower and in the toilet.
Yeah, and the police came, and they're like, Mrs. Adler, we have bad news.
Yeah, we found his collection. Photos. Here's you taking a healthy dump in the morning. Here's another couple of you taking a whiz. Here's a video of you. Remember, we asked her about it.
Yeah.
What was our main concern? Was like
back then, at least, though, it was probably VHS, or in your dad's case, beta. So it wasn't, easily just transferable to the web.
Right.
Not as easy. It wasn't as available. Who knows? It might have even been before Al Gore invented the web.
Yeah,
so it was probably a personal collection thing. If maybe he copied some VHS videos and
well, we talked to
sold
Mrs.
them out
Adler.
of his trunk. Who knows?
We talked to her about that, and we were just
she was less concerned than we were. Honestly,
we were horrified, and it's not even like I'm not worried that someone's going to find that and go, "That's Mike Walters." Tag me and post it on my Facebook page. Like just the idea that someone has filmed that, and it might be in some creep's fucking shoebox in his closet or on a dark web where no one really is going to see it. It's not going to make the light of day, but still, it's there. It's enough to freak me the fuck out, man. Oh, it just freaks me out.
You end up jack off fodder.
Yeah,
for some creep.
Some just fucking weirdo somewhere on the planet. Oh, I can't take it. Remember that guy we did a story, there was a big expose on him. He like bought a hotel.
Yeah, dude. That's what I was thinking as you were talking about Airbnb. He had the attic thing going, right?
Yes.
For years, man.
30 years.
Yes.
Every person that came in this hotel, like he had video file footage.
Absolutely.
Of everybody, like through the vent system. He would crawl around. Oh, it was just creepy as hell, man. It freaks me out. So anyways, Airbnb said we take our privacy issues extremely seriously and have a zero-tolerance policy for this type of behavior.
That's hugely damaging to the business. I mean, you just said you will never go to an Airbnb. You were presented with the option.
Mike wasn't going to anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But that's
not
the
true.
reason.
I think it is.
You would consider it if not for that.
I don't
right?
think you would.
It's not even that I needed to read a story.
Yeah.
Like
but
I just knew
that concern.
That concern is the one that keeps me out of it. I would never
But they are not aiming at Mike anyway.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's still the fact that it's rolling. They don't know. Oh, well, this guy's gross.
Hold on. My understanding is there's a huge.
I'm saying that Mike, when you say Mike would, now he's officially out. He would never do Airbnb.
See, you're thinking of Airbnb as very, 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 very affordable overnight shit. Like I think it spans. I think there's.
Of course it does.
Yeah. So why do you say he would never?
Because Mike is so particular about his shit. He would never sleep in some place that wasn't a hotel. I don't believe ever.
No, that's not true.
Okay,
that's not true. I go to friends' houses and cottages and shit. And I don't.
It's not the same thing. I don't know. Whatever.
Sort of is. I just that's just.
You're the guy who makes fun of my jersey for not being a real jersey. I think you see that. You would see that stuff is less than, and hotel is more than.
Not true. Not true. I think
the pretentiousness of Mike. I forgot about that.
That while fair in theory, Airbnb I do not think of as low rent.
Yeah, I don't.
I think of Airbnb as potentially way more exclusive.
I think it has a
for
whole
less
spectrum.
than the Four Seasons cost.
Whole spectrum of things. I think.
Yes, and I love the idea. It's the deregulation that I have a problem with, where it's just like, oh, Bill Jones is just throwing his place up.
Right.
Well, why does Bill Jones want me in his fucking place in the first place? It's got to be more than just the $100 he's going to make that night.
You imagine, Bill Jones took a new job in Singapore, and he's got this place in Miami now that he needs to rent.
That is such a ridiculous statement. What does Bill Jones want me to say? He doesn't want anybody. He wants money, and he's found a way to. He's trying to find a way to. But he doesn't. He's not sitting here. Bill Jones.
Most of these are not Bill Jones's pad. Bill Jones has bought like 8.
Right. A lot of people just have apartments that they just buy, and they're making.
It's like these places at Disney. There's these whole subdivisions of condos and real houses that are just simply owned by investors, and they rent them out by the week to families that come down there, and it just turns out to be like a hotel situation.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's better.
The owners never lived there, you know.
Yeah, I guess that's better. It's just I guess I wouldn't blame a guy. Like if I was renting my house, and I remember when I was in my house in Berkeley, and the U.S. Open was in town, and I had a buddy that was like, "Yeah, I'm renting my place out to one of the pro golfers who are going to be in town for a week and don't want to be at a hotel. They want to be able to get groceries and cook and have family with them." And so a lot of the places in Birmingham, they'll be like, "Oh, my house is up and it's this beautiful place." And my buddy had one of those houses and rented it out. It was like, "Hey, you think there's some fucking barely made the cut guy that will take my fucking little place in Berkeley?" And I wouldn't blame a guy, Bill Jones, for instance, for going, I don't want something getting stolen.
Yeah.
This is my house. Not saying that a pro golfer would, but if you're thinking along these lines, I couldn't blame a guy for putting a camera here in the living room and, maybe here, just make sure the guy's not jacking off on my curtains, or stealing something. And so it's like, where do you draw the line?
Requires a level of trust that just I don't think is realistic.
And I don't trust humans.
Yeah, given that.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's a fucking animal.
Like, dude, I wouldn't think twice. If you and your family were going out of town and I was homeless and you said, "Dude, you can stay at our pet," I wouldn't think twice.
You wouldn't sniff my underwear?
I wouldn't sniff your underwear, but I would feel fully comfortable traipsing around nude with zero fear that it's like, let's see what he does when we're not here. There's other people in our world that
sure. I'm looking at one right now.
Yeah, jeans are getting tight, whatever. And it's just like, I just don't trust human behavior. Someone that rented my house can be 100% certain that there's never going to be, unless E hid something somewhere, there's never going to be a hidden camera in my house. I would feel too fucking disgusting to ever watch it or look at it. You know what I mean? Like, I would feel like you are the dirtiest piece of shit ever. How could you do this? What's
it's
next?
Weird, man.
You gonna fuck a goat next? Where do you draw the line, asshole? But I know there's too many creeps out there and too many dishonest people, and humans suck. So that's my concern. I
think it's valid.
Thank you.
That's concern is everywhere, in my opinion. I think it's the same anywhere.
It's not. It's more valid there. Anyway, should we get to some email? I've got some other stories. I'm sorry, Subway is not making it mandatory for their stores now to offer the $5 foot.
I didn't think they basically aren't anymore. Subway's expensive as fuck.
They brought it back in January.
Very limited, right?
Very
like
limited.
Give you like bologna and cheese or something
dude.
On white bread.
PB&J's. Really? I know. I was thinking when I'm reading this, I'm like, boy, oh boy, it seems like every time I go to Subway, I spend $14.
It's like the 5 for $5 at Arby's that used to be sweet. You get the 5 regular roast beef.
Oh.
That was like back in my college days. I'd splurge every now and then. Be like, oh my God, and just devour these things.
Oh, all 5, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All 5. And then they got really small. They kept the 5 for $5, but they got super small.
Bitches.
But there's no way in hell, because each of those, I think, is like $2.69 or some shit now,
Exactly. They're very expensive. On the Arby's thing, I remember when they did the 5 for $5 Arby's beef and cheddar, where they would give you regular, but they'd swim it in fucking cheese sauce, and I didn't want that. I wanted, and so I'd be like, I want 5 for $5.
Hold the cheese.
Roast beefs, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, sir, that's not our promotion. We've got the beef and cheddar one." And I was like, "Okay, I'll have the 5 for $5 beef and cheddar minus the cheddar."
Yeah,
and they actually would give it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Because I found a loophole in the system that they were like fucking foiled again.
It's great thinking.
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
And then you
on
just
the spot too.
Slather it with Arby's sauce.
Dude,
just slathered.
Dude, I want to tell you something. I potentially could have bankrupted that company. I'm like, here's what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to take a bag, and I want you to fill it with Arby's sauce. This is what I would usually say. They would go, Arby's or horsey, and I would say, fuck you with your stupid horsey sauce.
I know.
Blow
it's
me.
Ridiculous.
How dare you? How dare you, sir? I'm embarrassed for you. I want an overwhelming amount of Arby's sauce, and they'd be like, they'd pull out like 5.
Yeah.
Like, I got 5 sandwiches. I'm gonna come through this window and fucking choke you. I said, no. I want an obnoxious level of it. And when you think you've reached an obnoxious level of Arby's sauce,
I want you to reach back in.
I want you to double it.
Yeah.
When you get to the point where this is obnoxious now I want you to double it, and that's where we stand. Okay?
It's
and
delicious.
I've had people, and I mean, dude, I turn into a soup.
Do they sell that stuff like on the open market? Like, can you go to Kroger and get Arby's?
I don't
know.
no.
I don't know. I don't.
They
should.
should.
So,
Yeah, they should.
I don't know.
sure.
I shouldn't say one way or the other.
Hey, before we get to email, please use our affiliate links, everybody. You'll see our Amazon and Groupon links above the fold at DetroitCast.com. Go ahead and click on them, shop away. Doesn't cost any more. The key, however, is that you're clicking through our links, of course. Also, make sure you're shopping MyPillow.com.
Yes, Michael Lindell.
Goose down ruined America. For all of your betting-related
I'm really
needs,
gonna be upset about this.
use TDC code for the very best discount. So when you're checking out and you're about to punch in your information, put TDC for the Detroit Cast.
My wife's really going to be upset about this.
You'll get an awesome discount. Now,
Gee, when you drink down the wrong tube.
Yeah.
You just drank down the wrong tube. Why are there 2 tubes so that can even happen?
yeah, I don't know.
Bullshit.
I think one
Faulty
you-
design.
You breathe out of, the other one you
Faulty design.
drink through.
It's happened too often to me, and I don't like it. It's a bad design.
There should be a flap there.
Yeah.
An unflappable flap.
I agree. I mean, how is it possible? I've drank beverages my entire life. The fact that I can all of a sudden, out of nowhere, fuck that up is it's bad design.
You zigged when you should have zagged. I think you sucked in a little bit, right? Took a little breath at the same time.
I think so.
What
That's
happened?
usually what happens, dude, I think.
I don't think I did. I don't remember breathing in.
Before we get to email proper,
for the love of-
I would like to recognize Sarah's post to me,
Okay.
which is a souvenir. This can only be described as I don't know, a photographic journey.
Wow.
Through Toledo, maybe a kaleidoscopic
Toledo?
voyage. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Paris.
No,
Toledo.
Toledo's through the Central Business District
To the
of
Glass
Toledo.
City itself.
Look at the Glass City.
What?
And Sarah took the time to comment on each of these pictures.
She didn't take those pictures. This is one giant
This is
postcard.
one giant postcard. It's like a packet, man. And I
Wow.
think this was made in like the 60s because you can tell by like the font and stuff.
Hold
It
that
just-
up a little to your camera.
It's a tremendous work.
That is impressive.
And again, Sarah took the time to make comments on them. I love all the comments. She talks about, in high school, I once dropped acid prior to our annual cathedral walk in Mass. I thought the giant crucifix was moving, and that's in front of the Holy Rosary Cathedral.
Oh, cute. That's great.
But she provides a semi-interesting fact. Isis and I were talking about this issue the other day. All Toledo mail goes to Detroit first. Did you know that?
No.
So if Sarah, she says, if I mailed post to you and separate post to my next door neighbor, you would get yours way before my neighbor would get theirs.
In Toledo.
In Toledo.
No.
Isn't that something?
Is that true? Did we fact check this?
I trust
'Cause
Sarah.
that sounds impossible.
I trust
So the mail is a
You do.
weird
Humans are
thing
not
to-
trustworthy individuals.
The mail's a weird situation. I was asking him, like, when I was up in the UP some of these times, you look at these little post offices in this little town. I'm like, how often does mail get brought up here? Really? Can it really be daily? You know, it's probably on some one big truck a few times a week, right?
It's
or
government
something.
run, dude. They have no incentive to
Right.
speed it up or do it highly.
None of them
in a
to get
highly
fired
efficient-
either.
That's
I
right.
think Sarah is she on the spectrum or something? Like, why would she even mail something to her neighbor anyways instead of just dropping it in their
Just an
mailbox?
example, Mike.
It's just it makes her sound stupid.
I
though,
will say
doesn't
this
it?
about Sarah. She definitely has something against East Siders in Toledo because a lot of these
boy.
pictures are like, yeah, the East Side over here smells like shit.
Oh,
You know?
boy.
If they knock down this bridge, it would be harder for East Siders to get to us. So that would be a good thing. You know, shit
Wow.
like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Sarah, something happened.
Yeah, I would like some follow up if she's listening. Like, I'd love to know if there was a guy that she was dating from the East Side.
What happened?
She loved the East Side, and this guy wronged her bigly, and now she's taking it out on all of them.
We received separate posts from Tom. This is Mount St. Helens, Mike, and this is before and
erupts,
after
right?
the 1980 eruption.
Yeah.
Now this is interesting. Mount St. Helens and Yale Lake before and during the volcanic eruptions. These scenes offer a dramatic comparison. I would agree. On the left, the mountain is majestic. The majestic beauty of the mountain is captured, and on the right, the awesome power of the eruption is visible. The eruption occurred on May 18th, 1980. Now, listen to this. The force of said eruption blew 1,300 feet off the top of the mountains, spreading ash eastward across the continent. Look at that. 1,300 feet off that fucking mountain due to that eruption. 1,300 feet!
That's busting a nut. Look at that. Holy shit.
Do you remember that, 1980, when that thing blew?
Not really.
I vaguely remember it and not really understanding, like, where is this? Like, is this,
Yeah.
how's this concern me kind
Yeah,
of thing?
doesn't.
Being in school and the teachers talking about it.
No, I remember being at the 9/11 memorial and seeing some of the facts about when that building came down, just how far.
Yeah.
Like the dust went and shit went miles.
Yeah.
Miles seen from space. You're just like, holy shit. Boy, that's a crazy looking picture.
Beautiful part of the country.
Absolutely. Where's that again?
Washington.
Washington.
Okay, now on to email. We have another member request. Now, as a Nana member or champion member, you get to do a 15-second shout-out. It could be anything. It could be you're trying to pick up a chick. You could be advertising your business. You can do whatever you want.
Or me or you to fuck off.
You could spend 15 seconds doing that if you'd like to do this. Well,
we did establish that there were some things that you can't do, though. You can't just say, like, the N-word for 15 straight seconds.
I'm not reading that.
Yeah.
It's stupid. So anonymous. This guy wants to remain anonymous, and he says an anonymous Nana member has a friend who drew a shit hand. If anyone can help out with a couple bucks, it would definitely help them. I really don't want to be a downer, but a couple months ago, my buddy's wife, 36 years old, was diagnosed with a stage 3 glioma. That's a brain tumor, for those who don't know, and it's invading 3 lobes of her brain. Inoperable, but they hope to contain it with chemo/radiation. She's taking treatment 5 days a week, which is putting a pinch on them as she can't work. Family and friends are kicking in, but there are always expenses that they can't prepare for. I know it's shit to ask people, especially strangers, for donations, but even a $1 or a $2 bill would definitely help them out. So, on today's post of show post number 1128, we'll put up her GoFundMe. It's Katie's battle with brain cancer.
Jesus. It's
yeah.
Awful.
And she has a $5,000 goal. It was created August 13th, 2018, if you're wondering if this is the right one. But can't miss it. And we hope you guys can help them out in some way.
Hang on to that, Jay. We should mention that a couple times. Yeah. We should do that. From one of our supporters, we could support them. That's just terrible to hear. Hopefully we can smash that $5,000.
Melissa writes in concerning Gitchigumi, Mike. The Edmund Fitzgerald.
Fucking dumb song.
Dude.
I'm sorry. I hate that song ever since we did that extra content discussion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a chorusless song.
This made me revisit that, and I was similarly perplexed. I'm like, what is up with it? It just plods. It's so plodding.
It's a boring poem.
It's a goddamn poem that he shoehorned into musical verse.
Yeah.
And, you got the Edmund Fitzgerald. And we all remember that kind of end of that verse. But, dude, there's no chorus.
No.
There's no chorus. It's just...
And it's like 9 minutes long. I mean, it just... I had people taking issue with us on Twitter. Dude's greatest song. It's fucking amazing. I'm like, no, it's not. Go listen to it again.
Well, and it's like spoken word, like I mentioned earlier. The shit doesn't rhyme half the time, And so, you catch that? It doesn't rhyme even
I caught it half the time. Yeah, I caught it now. So, didn't we this is not the first battle we've gotten into with Gitchigumi or the Edmund Fitzgerald. Didn't McCard say some retarded thing at one point years ago?
Oh, absolutely.
And we battled hard with him.
Yes, I think he was claiming it wasn't called Gitchigumi. I'm like, oh, yeah, it is.
What was he claiming? It was like Gitchigomi or something?
Yes, dude, that was it.
It was like, dude.
Gitchigami.
It's Gitchigami. I've been to Gitchigami. And you're like, hold on. It's Gitchigumi.
He's like, I'm part Chippewa. I should know. I'm like, dude, stop it.
And he was too young to have heard.
Yeah, he hadn't even heard that. Yeah. So Melissa adds to the pile here with a great story. Gentlemen, you probably know that when Gordon Lightfoot sings about the Maritime Sailors Cathedral, the church bell chiming, he's referring to the Mariners Church in Detroit. You know the Mariners Church, which is like right where the tunnel comes out by the Renson? That church is part of this poem.
No kidding.
In a musty old hall in Detroit, they prayed in the Maritime Sailors Cathedral. Remember that?
Really? Yeah,
The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
God, I like that song. God, that's good.
This song
Just
always
that part.
brings back memories of high school and a retreat I went on, says Melissa. Retreats are something Catholic schools do. The idea is that by visiting some religious places, you will be closer to God. To us as 17-year-old high schoolers, it was a chance to get out of school for the day and get stoned. 2 of my friends decided that dropping acid would be a better idea because all the stained glass in the various churches we were scheduled to visit would look really sweet. It's not bad reasoning.
No, it's not at all.
But what they did not take into account was the fact that every statue and crucifix would be dancing and talking to them, as they might get a bad case of, might get a bad case of the uncontrollable giggles.
Yeah.
So they didn't anticipate that. And Sarah from Toledo related the exact same thing. When she dropped acid at the cathedral there, the crucifix was dancing. Interesting fact about crucify.
Sure.
That they dance when on acid.
Yeah.
When we got to the Mariners...
Is that a good trip or a bad trip, by the way?
Boy, if
or
you're
extremely good trip.
If you're stuck with a bunch of your high school friends on a field trip and you're having to deal with nuns, I'm about to get to nunnery here.
It's creeped me out, man. I'm sorry.
Might be a... By the way, there's a movie called The Nun that's out right now? Fucking Evil Nun?
Freaky.
What a concept, huh?
Yeah.
Right? This is like weeks after I declared them creepy.
They're creepy as shit.
They're out with a movie that's doing really well right now.
It's a low budget one too that banked like
$22 million to make, and they've made like
over $117 million.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Worldwide.
The Nun.
I don't want to see it, dude.
No, me either. Russell was like, "I'm going to see The Nun." I'm like, "Stop talking about it."
Yeah. Don't tell me how it was.
Oh, I can just imagine how creepy.
Anything religious based that's like a scary movie, I'm out.
Dude, The Exorcist is probably the scariest thing ever for me.
It's the guy in the hat, right?
Poltergeist.
Maybe you can find Poltergeist.
Don't pull up the Poltergeist guy.
Just so we make sure we're all talking about
singing
the same
his
guy.
hymn as he walks by the house. Just singing the hymn.
He's not going to know how to spell Poltergeist.
Shit.
You're safe here.
All right, so Melissa continues with her story. When we got to the Mariners Church, we were greeted by a little old nun who was probably 4'5" and 120 years old, Melissa estimates.
Sure.
She kept on saying semen in practically every sentence. She was saying things like, "We have a long history with semen. We love our semen. We pray for our semen. Our semen are strong." When she finally said,
"How is that?" She's got to know, right?
She's 4'5", 120 years old. Mike.
Yeah.
So
how do they not see? Like you would figure someone would go, semen has a different meaning too.
Yeah.
Just letting you know, you could say, and
these
sailors,
these kids right here, they're all baked out, and they're like 17.
And the last when anybody says the word semen, the last thing they think is like maritime, Navy,
man at sea.
Man at sea.
No,
not a sea man.
They're
they
thinking
think
of a
seminal fluid,
penis being stroked to completion every time you say it.
Yeah, 40 million to 1.2 billion semen flowing out of that thing is what they're thinking of.
When this old nun finally said, "We treat our semen well," my acid-dropping friends could not contain themselves any longer and had to act like they were overcome by the beauty of the church and step out.
Act like they're not laughing, and instead they're getting choked up and need to excuse themselves.
We ended up losing them for a while, only to find them out back smoking with some bums. Can you imagine doing this nowadays, says Melissa, sending a group of 17-year-old girls out to various churches in downtown Detroit? Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention I went to an all-girls school. I truly enjoy your rendition of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and I love it when you guys sing, "Bye, Winky Face!" Melissa!
I like Melissa.
Save the rest for tomorrow. No, we'll save the rest for tomorrow.
No, I told you he
I
couldn't
don't want to
find
deal with
Poltergeist
this guy.
for you.
This guy flips me out, man.
Yeah, I know. You guys can do it on your own at home. Poltergeist man with hat singing.
He's that guy who kind of looks like a 90-year-old Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Walking by the front of the house, just singing an old psalm.
Ugh. Creepy ass movie. Don't go see The Nun. It's what we recommend. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. 9/11 tomorrow.
Oh.
Coming up on 9/11.
Also, your
already.
birthday coming up. I mean.
Oh yeah, hey, it's Mike's
Shut
birthday
up.
on the 12th, so don't forget get it on your calendar so you can
Cash.
get him a
Cash.
get him a Facebook post.
You don't have to do
congratulating on him on falling out of his mother's vagine that day.
No, the last few months, no one sees my Facebook posts anyways. I don't know if I've been tagged, flagged, or whatever. The algorithm is not letting my shit being shown. I've noticed a major decline in post views and everything.
You're not
all
just
of a
putting
sudden.
interesting content out.
Maybe that could be. Maybe no one gives a shit about anything I say
I'm
anymore.
just
So
kidding.
that could be. It's fair. All right. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the tackle ball game tonight if you're going to watch that. And Verlanders, visit back to Detroit. Should be an exciting night in sports in the Motor City. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen, you guys.